Hello and welcome to Crafty Chat. It is Tuesday, the 2nd of December 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you are well. I'm here. I promise I'm not distracted, but YouTube and Facebook are being a bit of a pest today. So, if you have been patiently waiting for me for the past 5 minutes, I'm really appreciative of you hanging around. So, if you can give me a sound and light check, that would be really, really good. I've got lots of things to talk to you about today, lots of things to share with you today. So, let's just double check. I am live where I should be. So, Facebook, yes. YouTube, yes. Hooray. So, potentially, it may take a minute or two for the messages to come through. Bear with me whilst I double check something on my computer, because that is also being a pest. Yeah. Bear with me. I'm looking over here is my other screen. And I will explain about that momentarily. Okay. So hooray! Kerry's here and saying it's all good. Elizabeth is saying hello to everybody. Sounded like good. Liz is also saying sounded like fine. Hello. Donna Oz. I have a big thank you to Donna to say thank you to Donna. Donna has sent me some snow pictures from Australia, but because I've got an issue with Facebook at the moment, Donna, I can't actually access those pictures. So next week, we will have pictures from Australia's snow. Bearing in mind, for those of you that aren't aware, Australia is going into summer currently. They should not be having snow. So thank you, Donna. I really appreciate that. So I've had a bit of a busy day today already. We've had a card class this morning. It was a full card class, which is amazing. Everyone made 6 cards. And for those of you that are local, I'm really excited to say I'm actually looking for dates for an evening class as well now. So keep your eye out for emails about the in-person classes. Anne is here. Sunny but chilly in Suffolk. Yeah, the weather's just all a bit weird, isn't it, at the moment? It was hoofing down with rain yesterday. And then today, we've had to close the blinds on and off all morning at class because people getting blinded from the sun, and then it rained again. Crazy. Really busy. Right. So I have some cards to share with you. I have one of the most important pieces of information I'm ever going to share with you. Like, I need a drum roll. My friend Jenny, who's been a demonstrator friend for a very, very long time, posted something the other day, and I went, tell me. And what she posted was the weight of Tombow glue. Why is that important? We ask ourselves. Because she also posted the weight of an empty Tombow glue. So you know when you've got a glue that you're doing this all the time because you're trying to shake the glue down and it drives you insane. Maybe it's just me, but because you want to make sure you're going to get the last drop out of your Tombow but you're thinking, is it empty? I don't know if it's empty. So this is the important information. For those of us that work in ounces, I'm really sorry. So this is another weird thing of Amanda's world, okay? I card make in inches for preference, sometimes centimeters, but mainly inches. I measure in feet and inches, yards and meters. I talk about fruit off the tree. So if we're collecting plums or apples or whatever, I say in pounds. But if I'm baking or cooking of any description, I work in grams. That's so weird, isn't it? Oh, and of course, I'm in the UK, so we measure distance in miles as well. There's just no logic to it. And I know it's actually my generation. So when I was at school, we were taught in centimeters and in grams. When I baked at home, I worked in pounds and ounces. And when I started card making, because it was, we're not going to say 30 odd years ago, all of the paper and all of the tutorials and everything was coming out of the States, and it was all in inches. So here we go. So here is the measurement. So a full Tombow, and in case you're wondering, that's this Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue, the one that Stampin' Up sells. Oh, look, I'm all pale. So a full one is 40 grams and an empty one is 15. So don't go yet, but weigh all your Tombows. Believe you me, I have a lot of Tombows, okay? So you've seen this, I'm sure, on my desk. This is a Tombow glue holder that Brian made for me. So on this desk, obviously, I've just got one, and then I've got a spare Tombow because, you know, you always need a spare one. But downstairs in my office, I've got a big disc of wood with 5 holes in it. And all but one of them had 16 grams of Tombow in. And I threw them all away. 1 gram. So there you go. 40 grams full, 15 grams empty. And we have to say a huge thank you to Jenny, because she was the one that told me. Okay, so Michelle is here. Hello, she's saying hello to everybody. Ali's had her Christmas nails done. So what have you had done for your Christmas nails, Ali? Jill saying it's definitely not just me that it drives insane. Yeah, exactly. Donna's saying she's usually having about 3 empty Tombow bottles, still hanging around upside down, making sure you get every last drop. Exactly. So I hope that helps you. So, which is awesome. So let me show you. So I've got some cards to show you today. Christmas cards are arriving. It's very exciting. And obviously, because I had class today, I was very lucky, and several of my awesome customers and team members brought me Christmas cards. So I'm going to share them with you now. So this first one actually is not a Christmas card. It's from the lovely Lorraine, which is very kind. Thank you. And she was sending me the congratulations card for my awards, my Stampin' Up awards, and the achievements that came through a little while ago. Then I have this Christmas card. This is from Jan. It's really lovely. This one is from Wendy. Got some sponging on there, which is really cool. This one is from Judith. Got lots of embossing. Can you see that's beautiful blue foil? And a really lovely snowflake there. This one is from Kay. Lots of awesome colouring in. Love this. And she's put, there's this vellum here as well. Printed vellum, which is really pretty. Thank you, Kay. And then this came from M. And actually it was a double thing. So sent me this lovely Christmas card, and she brought for all of the attendees at the class these lovely little treat bags with some chocolate coins in. She made one for everybody, which is amazing. So thank you. They will all go on my mantelpiece. Well, I don't have a mantelpiece, on my window ledges. So thank you very much for that. What else do I need to tell you about? Today there are 2 new kits. I know what one of them is. I don't know what the other. One's a card kit. The one that I do know about is it's a baby journal, which is pretty timely since our grandbaby is due probably in the next month. Who knows? Babies come when they're ready. They come when they're cooked. So, yeah, who knows? But I'm really excited about that. So that's gone in the order that's going in a little while. There is also an update on the last chance list. So lots of the Christmas stamps are in the last chance list. Now, I haven't had chance to double check yet, but I'm just pulling it up. Last chance products. There's quite a lot of the stuff in the last chance list that is not available. And it's probably because we're waiting for a delivery to come into the warehouse, but I'm not sure. It's kind of a bit weird. So once I get to the bottom of it, I will let you know. But so there's lots of things in the last chance list, but not a lot that you can actually buy, which is really kind of weird. So I don't know. But obviously I was up out early this morning for class, and I've come in and I've eaten my lunch and I'm here. And then in a couple of hours, I've got my team live as well. So I will talk to Stampin' Up in a bit. So there you go. So that is kind of all the Stamping Up things, but let me just pull up the kits. So there's Banner Botanicals, which is a new card kit, and As You Grow, which is an album for the baby's first year. Oh, that's so cool. So if you remember the travel journals that we had, and also there is a Christmas journal, it's a similar sort of thing. So I am absolutely getting some of these kits. So I will show you. They might be here next week. We will see. So let's have a look. So Ali's Christmas nails, sparkly red. And saying such pretty cards. There are some talented folk out there. There certainly are. I'm always thrilled to get cards in the post, because somebody else's creativity always sparks your own. Different colors, different ways of setting things out, different shapes, different sizes. It just, yeah, I love it. So thank you very much for the cards. And Lorraine is here as well. Hello, good evening. Dropping in for a quick few minutes and then going to watch the replay. Awesome. Okay, so what else? I think that is it. I think, yeah, that was everything on the list. So today, in the crafting, we are going to talk about sketches. And I'm just trying to find a page with the sketches on in the catalogue. Because you remember last week, I said, please send me your requests. And I got lots of emails which said, we like whatever you do, Amanda. You just carry on doing what you're doing, which was wonderful. But I also want to get requests. And I had a request. So the request was, I keep seeing sketches and I'll show you what I mean in a second, and they're in catalogues and things, but I don't understand how to use them. Can you help? So let me show you this. So this is in the annual catalogue, but in every catalogue Stamping Up is producing at the moment, they have sketches. So these are card and tag sketches. And then they also have scrapbook sketches as well. Now, there is no reason why you can't use a card sketch on a scrapbook or a scrapbook sketch on a card, because the world is your oyster, basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this camera around and I'm going to explain how these sketches work, and then I'm going to draw a sketch and make a card to show you. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So let's just stop that. Switch that around. Yay. Okay. Right, let me just have a quick slurp of my tea. Okay. So I'm still going to have to bring it up to show you. So here you've got card and tag sketches. So this sketch here has got a rectangle there, two rectangles there, and what could be a sentiment there. Now that sketch is actually this card. So the two clouds are replacing those two pieces. The sentiment is there. And then the image of the bicycle is here. And this is the thing that I think most people get confused about, to be honest, when they see a sketch, because they think it has to be that shape. Because it's kind of like, well, I'm following this, so I need that shape. It's not necessarily the shape that you need to have. It's having an element of that approximate size and layout. So that's obviously a landscape rectangle. And if you look at the bicycle, you know, its entire shape is probably a landscape rectangle. Is that making sense? I really hope that's making sense. So let's see in the mini catalogue. So let's move that out of the way. So here, here you've got this template. or this sketch. So you've got a card base, you've got a big rectangle, you've got a circle, and then a sentiment. That's actually this card layout. So you've got that rectangle, you've got an element. It's not a circle, but it's an element there, and the sentiment over the top. And that is how easy it is. Don't focus on the shapes. But equally, if you want to cut your paper and cardstock to be that layout, do that too. And I think this is the joy of it. How many of you end up with crafter's block, or your mojo's gone, or you go to sit down to craft to make something and you have no clue what you're going to make? It happens to me. I am sure it happens to lots of you. And I do two things when that happens to me. The first thing is I get out something like a kit, or I have something that somebody else has designed. So I might go and look in the catalogue and I might copy one of the cards in the catalogue. So I don't have to come up with an original idea. I just copy it. And often that is enough to change my lack of mojo and my lack of creative inspiration, because I've kind of kick-started the creative process. So that's how I get around that. And the other thing that I do, so one thing I do is use a kit or copy something, or I go and get a sketch and I make a sketch. So there we go. So the comments are coming through really, really slowly, but I would love to know, please put in the comments if you end up with, creative block or lack of mojo. And how you get around it. Okay. So got 2 cards for you today, and I am making a sketch for you. Right. Just in case it was not apparent, I can't draw. So please don't think that this is, a reflection of my artistic talent, because absolutely not. This is why I'm a stamper. I can't draw. And there we go. Okay. So here is Amanda's sketch. So we've got something along the bottom and the left-hand edge. I've got a circle there and there's something there, look. Ali's saying it's looking like her legs. Yeah, but we're in the winter now. You can have hairy legs now. So here we go. Let's get my little circle punch out. So I am going to take this absolutely literally. Okay. And I am going to put something along here, a circle and a sentiment. Okay. So the stamps that I'm using for this, I'm doing a floral one and then I'm going to do a Christmassy one. Impressions of Bloom, and I'm using these stamps. And for my circle, I haven't decided which way round I'm going to do my colours, actually. Oh, let's go Bubble Bath. Oh, we like that. Bubble Bath and Highland Heather. And this is a 2-step stamp set. So I've actually stamped it the wrong way around. Normally, I stamp the outer and then the inner. And actually, that's too dark. Can you see? Let's do that again. Let's do that again. So there we go. Sometimes with this type of stamp, you'll be able to see when I lift it up. Can you see that's completely offset? Sometimes it's easier to do it the detailed image and then the infill, and sometimes it's easier to do the infill and then the detailed image. Never easy to tell. Okay. So I have a lovely flower. Look, making a circle. I've got a sentiment here. So I am just going to get that thanks sentiment. And I am definitely putting that just there. Okay. So you've got the sentiment there. So then here, I'm going to use my flowers and stamp them. And I don't have any grid paper here. That's a disaster. Okay. I'm just going to lean on there then. Okay, so we are going to stamp some flowers. So I am just putting flowers here along the edge. So I'm trying to do this section. And I've done it again. Honestly. It is fairly forgiving though, so. I just have to remember for the other bits. So let's do this one as well. Oh, that's a bit too dark. Let's go lighter. There we go. And I need some leaves. Let's just see how. Yeah. So I'm going to add in some leaves. These are pool party leaves. Leaves do not have to be green. Let's just add in a little bit there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. That's good. So let's just add in a few more. 8. And there we go. 9. Okay, so I'm going to get my okay, I need to trim that down. So let's just add in, I've cut off all my leaves now, look. So let's just add in a little bit more there. And there. And there. Okay. So let's look at that sketch. So we've got this, we've got these pieces, and now we're going to put down the circle. One more. Which is going to go just there. And then we're going to grab some gems because we all need. Ooh, where are my gems? There we go. We all need gems. I've just realised that my flowers don't have centres in them. That is not good. It's okay. I will rectify that shortly. So let's lift that up. Scooch that in there. There we go. Okay, so let's just get that stuck down. So the colours that I've used for this are Highland Heather, Fresh Freesia, and Bubble Bath. And the green is, well, the green, it's actually Pool Party. But Pool Party is one of those colours that really does kind of morph. If you're looking at this now, you'll see it actually looks green. It isn't green. It's blue, but it looks green. So that is that. Okay, so shall we do it again, but do it this time with Christmas stamps? Guess what colour Amanda's going to use for her snowflakes today. I'll give you a clue. That's one of them. Okay, so I'm going to leave those there. Let me just move those stamps out of the way and grab my snowflakes. So we are using Delicate Pines. I am thrilled to say Delicate Pines did not make it onto the retiring list. which is very pleasing to me. Oh, I've got lots of messages. All just come in like a flurry of snowflakes. And I've realised I didn't do any little splats. Hang on. So this will finish off the card. Da, da, da. Honestly, it's one of those things that until you haven't got it on there and you think, no, we need it. There we go. That's so much better. Okay. Alice saying, does it begin with B? Yes, of course it does. It's all blue. Coastal Cabana, Pretty Peacock, and Pool Party. So, Kerry's saying she uses sketches a lot, but for scrapbooking. She uses sketches a lot, but for scrapbooking, just printing your photos and playing around with them often inspires an idea. Her last layout, which she's put on YouTube, she ended up arranging her photos into a diagonal line, and then that sort of inspired the paper placements. And that is, that is always a really good thing to do, to see what you've got and play with those. That's why I often say, when you're die cutting and, you've got your die cutting machine out, you've got your dies out, cut some extras of whatever it is that you're doing and just put them in a pot. And then when you're going to make a card, have a rummage in your pot, see what things go, and particularly things like leaves and flowers, or things that could be sort of structural elements, I guess, on a card. Those are great because you can just play around with them. So Donna's saying she has problems trying to work out different styles to do. She goes onto YouTube or Pinterest, and she knows different demonstrators by name. She checks out what they've done in the past or are doing now. And I think that's the other thing as well. You will find people who inspire you, who, doesn't necessarily mean that their style is the same as yours, but they might have a really good eye with color or something like that really makes you go, oh, I love that. And you can go and see what they're doing. Right. So, Pretty Peacock, Coastal Cabana. I'm going to have to move these out of the way because they're going to get covered in ink. Snowflakes, splats, Coastal Cabana card blank, Pretty Peacock layer, white layer. Okay. Let's put that just there. Okay. So I know you have seen this Delicate Pines stamp set a lot. It is so pretty. We were talking about this at class today, and it's only when you really look at it closely and you can see it's like little bits of fir tree. Because it can be quite confusing to people as to why it's called Delicate Pines when it's snowflakes. But the reality is it's not. It's basically tree. So there we go. So there's my little circle element. And then I'm going to get a little cheer. Happy Christmas. So again, I'm putting my sentiment down. I don't know whether a little cheer's on the last chance list, actually. I'll be sad if it is, because it's got punches to go with it. Okay, so there's my happy Christmas. And now what I'm going to do is stamp my snowflake. So again, what I'm doing is I'm stamping off so part of the snowflake is off. And then I'm infilling in Pool Party. There we go. And then I'm going to put a few more snowflakes. I'm going to get this. Do love this little tiny one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Odd numbers always. And then this time with the little splat. So just so you know, they're from Artistic Leaves. But we've got a new stamp set coming that's got quite a few grungy elements. I'm waiting for a delivery at the moment. So in the next few weeks, you'll start to see some of the new stuff. I'm very excited. So I'll be using those. But this, I'm using this to make snow. And by stamping it multiple times, it just adds in little bits of extra. And then I've got to find some more sparkles. There we go. And get this on here as well. And then I've realised I didn't do an insert for the floral card, so I'll have to go back and do that in a minute. So we're talking today at class about Christmas shopping, because people are kind of now happy to talk about Christmas because it's December. And we actually did lots of our wrapping at the weekend. And I was wondering how, for those of you that are shopping for Christmas, how are things going? Who's wrapping? I haven't done the Christmas cards yet. I mean, I've made them. But I haven't actually done them yet, written them. Oh, no, I need to do the inside as well. Okay. So, obviously, we've got the circle there. We've got the stamping here. Exactly the same. So, let me just stamp the inside of this one. One of the centers of my flowers is missing. Elizabeth, I will rectify that momentarily. Thank you. Kerry is asking if anyone's got the advent calendar. She's opening it alternate days, so she's opened number 1 so far. Judith in the team, Kerry, she has it, and she was telling me how thrilled she was with it today. She's been opening it, so she's opened it. She's opened 2, so she's opening it each day. But she's been really, really pleased. Okay, so let me glue all this together. Look. Thank you, Elizabeth. I don't know what's going on. Honestly, my table is so messy. Right. So Jill's saying, I'm in the pre-flap stage where you think it's going to be all right, but there's actually loads to do. Yes. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. Actually, we're sort of having very much a go with the flow kind of Christmas this year, really. I've been inspired this year, and that can go one of 2 ways. So sometimes when I'm inspired with kinds of things that actually people are going, what was Amanda thinking? Or they go, whoa, that is just perfect for me. So, I've got a 50-50. So let's just sort that out. Ooh. So we want... There we go. So that's that flower. Thank you. So I need to do the inside for that one, and then the cards will be done. So let's just get the other ink. Donna's going to open hers on alternate days as well, which is, yeah, I think that's a really good plan, because then that'll be like the full lead up to Christmas, won't it? And I love the fact that the things, obviously I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I have seen everything. But the things actually are coordinating. So that's good. There we go. Right. Let's get that in. And then, ooh, hang on. I've got a tiny sliver of ink there. Let me just remove it. There we go. Let's pop that down. And then whilst I'm chatting, I'm going to tidy up, and then I'll show you the finished cards. So, because I've got to get better at this, I need you all to nag me. You need to tell me that I've got to tidy everything up and put it away, because this is part of the crafting, isn't it? Apart from those of you that don't put anything away. And, sometimes I am that person too. Sometimes I just switch the light off in my office and walk away. So, ooh, let me get these. Okay, so let's have a look. So Elizabeth has written all of her cards and posted the ones that can't be delivered. The decorations are out and ready to be put up. Awesome. Well, I tried to convince Brian to put the outside decorations up at the weekend. That did not go according to my plan. He was adamant that because it was still November, it wasn't time yet. And the thing is, our daughter's birthday is at the end of November. And so when she was little, we never had anything Christmassy up at all until 2 weeks after her birthday. So, so all her cards and things stayed up. But obviously she's not here. So she doesn't mind anymore. But yeah, I think what's going to happen is they'll go up next weekend instead. Oh, Ali, she's saying, don't put it down, put it away. I know, that's really good. See, Brian's really tidy too. They do say opposites attract, don't they? But yeah. I would rather go on to the next exciting adventure. But look, all my blocks are clean. How cool is that? Right, so 2 more ink pads to close down. Lots of dimensional backings to scoot onto the floor. And no, I'm not joking. It's what a Hoover's for. Right. Okay. So we started out with Amanda's amazing drawing. For those of you that have just joined us, this is Amanda showcasing her amazing drawing talent of a sketch. And this is the first card. And this is a Christmas card. What do we think? Are you going to give sketches a go? Do you think that's something that you might be interested in doing? Have you, or do you use them already? I know lots of people do. I would love to know. Let me know in the comments. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you. Do add your comments in after. That's awesome. Kerry's saying her husband is literally doing the lights right now. The tree is done, but no decoration. You're still poorly. Goodness me. And Ali's saying her husband puts things down, usually never to be found again. Yeah, he sounds like me. Ali, because, well, I can be tidy. It's not a natural, and that not my natural state to be tidy. But this desk, I've just got to get better, particularly because I'm talking to you guys for Craft and Chat, and then at 4 o'clock I have team talk. So often I'm still scrabbling around trying to get everything tidy, ready for my team weekly chat. So there we go. Okay, so Donna says she's going to give it a go. Jill, thank you very much. Sketches get a big tick from her. That is awesome. Okay, so all of the products that you've seen today can be purchased in my online store. If you want to pop over to inspiringinking.com, there you'll find clickable links for all the products to my online store and all my classes and events. You can also sign up for my mailing list there as well. And if I would suggest that you do that, because I'm about to send out information about all of my classes for 2026. So lots of save the dates for my in-person classes and my online classes. I will be back here at 2 o'clock next week. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to come and hang out with me and your other crafting friends. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Take care. Goodbye.